Hello and welcome back down the track. And sorry we couldn't be with you yesterday, where India beat West Indies in the first T20, and now we're looking ahead into the second T20. It was a convincing win for India. They bowled first and bowled really well. Ravi Bishnoi, the star of the show, on debut, picking up 2 wickets. I think he got man of the match as well. So to get the man of the match on your debut match, it's a huge deal. They couldn't really pick him. His googlies were excellent. I think there's something that he needs to develop on is his leg spinners, but googlies are really good. The pace at which he pulls in, it's very difficult to pick because suddenly it comes onto the bat and the batsman doesn't know whether to go on the front foot or back foot. He both at a quick pace. And yeah, I think it was a very, very good spell. Bhuvneshwar Kumar also coming back slightly, in somewhat form, 4 overs, 31 runs, 1 wicket. I think it'll please him. Patel picked up a couple of wickets. Deepak Chahar picked up a wicket, and so did Yuzvendra Chahal. Good to see Venkatesh Iyer pull 1 over as well. So overall, a very good bowling performance from India. With the bat, it got a bit sticky, but then the likes of Venkatesh Iyer and Surya Kumar Yadav finished it off. I think it was great to see the lower middle order to finish it off, and that'll give India a lot of confidence. And the way Rohit Sharma batted, I think he's that's the template he wants to play. Aggressive cricket, and 40 of 18 balls, he really set the tone. Ishan Kishan struggled a bit. Kohli got out. Rishabh Pant got out, but there were still people to finish off the game, and that will be a positive for India because this West Indies team will cause you problems in this format. So even though you can say that it's just West Indies, but West Indies are 2 times world champions, and these some of these players are excellent T20 players. And the way West Indies stack up, it's a very, very dangerous template because they bat till 10. But something that I think West Indies will want to change for the next T20 match is probably add an extra wrist spinner, or a full-time fast bowler like Alzari Joseph, because you can see that the bowlers were very expensive. Odin Smith got smashed. Abu Bakar's in the housing. All I want to see is Kohli playing like he used to. Yeah, man, it's been a while. I think everybody wants to see that. But it's come to a stage where it's not about anything. You just want Kohli to play well. For me, it's more of a mental thing. I know a lot of people have discussed this. People have given their opinions. I don't really see much wrong in his technique. He's either getting out down the leg side or lofting it straight to long off. So he's playing the shots, he's timing the shots, but it's just the wrong shot at the wrong time. And it's unlike Kohli. So it's a mixture of, he's getting a bit older. He's going to a bad patch. But I remember Sachin also went through a very rough patch, and towards his late 30s, he was outstanding. He won India the World Cup as well. The way he batted in that World Cup was excellent in 2011. So there is still a lot of time for Kohli to come back. I think he just needs probably a mental break, go on vacation somewhere, relax a bit, and then come back and probably play some cricket. It's been a long few months. It's been a hectic few months. Not been easy. He's had a lot of pressure. They've, lost in the World Cup. Then all that captaincy saga, it must have got to him. So I think, yeah, just all I can say is that hopefully he comes back strong. It's good to see Rohit Sharma backing him, but again, it's that's the captain's job. But you want to Kohli to deliver. So I think Rohit Sharma is creating that kind of atmosphere where the best can happen for Kohli. Hopefully, he's like he blamed the media. He did a lot of things. He's taking Kohli's side, and that'll give Kohli confidence. But I don't know. I just don't think it's not a technique issue or anything like that. It just needs that one innings to turn it around. We even saw 50s, 60s, in the last past year in 2021, but he just couldn't convert that to 100. Maybe that's playing on him. That I need that 100. I need that 100. Even though he's not showing it, it could be a thing because he got 2 really comfortable 50s on South Africa. Even in the Test matches, he had some good innings. So I don't know exactly what the problem is, but maybe trying him up the order. Let's see, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. That would be good because Virat Kohli is playing shots. It's not like he just can't touch the ball. He's getting beaten. It's nothing like that. He's playing shots and then getting out, playing shots, getting out. He's hitting those boundaries. Someone like Ishan Kishan, he actually struggled in that first T20. If you saw that, his strike rate was low, but in general, I felt that. You could say that he was playing second fiddle to Rohit Sharma, but that's not Ishan Kishan's natural thing. Maybe those were his orders, but even against Austin Chase, he got stuck a bit, I felt. So someone like that, could be out of form and everything. Virat Kohli is playing comfortably and then he's getting out. Even in the second ODI, he came, bang, bang, hit a couple of sixes and got out. It's not, I don't think it's just a technique issue or anything like that. But hopefully he comes back into form. Virat Kohli for India also. Um, if you look at the batting, there's all that talk about the middle order. There's no middle order there and everything. You need a template. They're too aggressive. I think the people who will need to take that mantle is Surya Kumar Yadav, Rishabh Pant, and then whoever's batting with them. Right now, it's Venkatesh Iyer or someone, if Hardik Pandya is there or Jadeja is there. Those guys will have to take the role when India do collapse. But also, you need the top order to perform. You talk about the middle order, but India's best years or best tournaments came when the top order performed as well. So you need a balance of both. You need the top order to perform as well. And I think, like Abu Bakar mentioned, you need Virat Kohli to play like that, because so many times we saw him finish off games. You talk about the Dhoni era, but even when Dhoni was there from 2013 or 2012 onwards, it was Kohli finishing off games for India, whether it was that 330 chase against Sri Lanka in under 40 overs, or against Pakistan in the Asia Cup where he made 183. Even the T20 World Cup in 2016, the quarterfinal, the virtual quarterfinal against Australia, was Virat Kohli who finished it, coming at number 3. And I think you're spot on there by saying that you need him to play like how he used to. That's one big thing. I think Rohit Sharma is someone who's got better in his 30s. It's unreal to say. He's always got the talent, but that focus, he's got it after his 30s. He needed that maturity to kick in. Soon as that kicked in, he's a different level player. Since the 2019 World Cup, he's unreal and he's effortless. You can see Virat Kohli puts a lot of effort into his batting and his training and everything. Rohit Sharma has natural talent, and we're finally seeing that talent in his 30s. So the last 5 years, we've seen it. He's on another level. Again, you can say masterstroke from Dhoni to send him opening, but he always had that potential. Rohit Sharma, he won the IPL with Deccan Chargers, then won the IPL with Mumbai. And I don't think there was any doubt about his talent. It's just about him, putting his mind to it. Even we've seen in recent test matches in Australia, he was giving away his wicket, but then in England, he buckled down and scored a couple of hundreds as well. And I think he's been in unreal form. He showed that. The other day against West Indies. Now for India, I think there was a very interesting comment that I was reading that India, in knockout situations, they feel the pressure. It becomes very difficult for them, and they just lose in the semis, finals. Maybe they need to get that triangular format back, or that quadrangular format we used to see in Sharjah and other places. Maybe that kind of format, even in Australia, the VB series, that probably keeps you on your toes, because over here, if you lose a match, you still have another match to go and everything. The triangular is more competitive. You have of course another team, and I think they always keep you on your toes, and you're always challenged. I think that's kind of the format maybe you're missing. But it is true, India have struggled in knockout games recently. Maybe that's something you can think of. I was listening to it and I found that interesting. But overall, also extra cricket, India needs to be fresh when it goes into big tournaments like the T20 World Cup. They went in straight after the IPL and they looked drained before the first ball was bowled against Pakistan, and that's something you don't want to see. You want them to be fresh and ready to go. And I don't know how they're going to manage, because the workload is an issue, but hopefully they can do that and the players stay fresh for big tournaments. But the talent is there, and from that West Indies point of view, I think, like I said, you'll want to see one specialist bowler, spinner, fast bowler there. In addition, Odin Smith got hit a bit, and Akhil Hussain also got hit. So you want to see a bit more bowlers. Of course, they have plenty of all-rounders. They have a buffet of them, but I don't think in these situations where the ball is turning and it's gripping, it'll help to play an extra spinner like a Hayden Wall Jr. We saw Roston Chase, he bowled brilliantly. So if he gets that company, I think that will really help West Indies. West Indies are not out of the series yet. They'll need to win this game, and let's see how they come up against a strong Indian side. Again, for me, the players to watch out for will be Nicholas Pooran from West Indies, not only because he's, in the Sunrisers, he was the highest scorer in the last game, and along with, Pollard, he's very experienced and can turn the game around for them. Also, Jason Holder, if he comes in, he will be a key player, because he'll really fix that fast bowling issue, the bowling issue, and also to contribute with the bat. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Musi? Sorry, I'm a little late.
No worries. I was about to end, but then I saw you, so I said let's just extend it for a few minutes.
So we're talking about the tomorrow's game against India.
Yeah, I just briefed everybody about yesterday's game, and just talking about tomorrow's game. From India's point of view, everyone wants to see Kohli perform. From West Indies' point of view, you probably need a specialist spinner or fast bowler that can help them. Maybe a Jason Holder actually will kind of bolster the attack, but they were kind of close because Roston Chase was so good. He just needed support at the other end.
Yeah, he bowled really well. Like, giving 13 runs in a T20 is an amazing performance. Bowling 4 overs, and then I feel they should try Hayden Wall Jr., but then the kind of power that Akil Hussain is actually giving at this point, it's so much better for West Indies team in that
Yeah.
sense. And I believe Jason Holder is still injured and he's not playing tomorrow's game. I'm not sure
Oh, he's
on
not
that
going to play
part.
tomorrow also.
I'm not sure. I know he was injured in the last game, so hopefully if he comes back, it'll be a big bolster to the team itself. But who would you pick out? Romario Shepherd coming out from that team?
I mean, personally, I wouldn't take him out because he's in Sunrisers, but you could, like, I mean, look, also Odin Smith had a poor game, but I'm not going to take his name either because it was one game. But
Yeah,
it'll have to be one of the two. It could be either, depending on what the situation is. But with Romario Shepherd, I don't think he got enough, like, he didn't really do too badly. He got hit for a six from Rohit Sharma. Odin Smith had a bad thing, but again, it's Rohit Sharma and it's just a one off. After that, West Indies did
yeah,
put things back, but maybe one of them will have to go. Cottrell also bowled decent. I don't think you can take him out either. So it's just take someone out and bring in Holder. He'll just get you that experience, and more than
exactly.
that, maybe a Walls Junior also in place of someone, just so that not in place of Akil Hussain. Because Akil Hussain got hit as well. Maybe in place of Akil Hussain, to be honest. I'll try JP
Yeah,
Walls. I'll
yeah.
probably try.
One other thing, like I felt Harshal Patel could be bowling a little much better, like especially backing that IPL performance that he had, and that is one of the weaknesses I felt he had because
Hmm.
most of the pitches that he played during IPL were on the slower side, and this is a little more faster and a shorter ground. So I feel he needs to step up his game a little bit. He did bowl decent, but he shouldn't be very predictable like when it comes to that. He bowled exceptionally well in the last over especially, and one thing we noticed, Odin Smith was going for everything and he bowled all those cutters intelligently where he stopped him. But he needs to, like, he has the varieties, he just needs to use them properly when it's the international when he's playing international.
The only problem I feel is that if someone starts picking a slower ball, it's going to be deposited very far. Right
Exactly.
now, nobody is picking a slower ball right now. I just like, how is he getting away with it? But again, like, because he mixes it up so much, maybe that's why it becomes difficult. But if someone gets hang of it, it might be where he goes very expensive. One thing also, maybe the Yorker he needs to develop, right?
Yeah,
Like,
he didn't bowl any Yorkers at all. And the best thing that he actually did intelligently was when Kieran Pollard was actually in the crease, when he was facing him, he bowled him pace
yeah,
because I felt Kieran Pollard was like, if you saw his grip, right, he was waiting for those slower balls, and he purposefully didn't bowl that slower ball. And when Odin Smith came, he started bowling only cutters to him. So that thing, yes, he adapted well in that sense, but he just needs to keep going with that momentum more. And I strongly feel they should bring Avesh Khan in,
hmm.
especially if you are trying someone out at this point, because there's not a lot of time left, and maybe someone like a Bhuvneshwar Kumar might sit out. I really hope that they give Avesh Khan a run because he is a genuine pace bowler, and Australian conditions are conducive for pace. So he might be a good addition to the team if they bring him in and test him out well enough before the World Cup itself.
Yeah, I was surprised with the lineup because they went for two live for like. She went with Bhuvi and Deepak Chahar, who were very similar, and then
Yeah.
Chahal and Bishnoi. But talk to me about Bishnoi, man, because we all thought Kuldeep would play, but Bishnoi came in a wonderful debut. There were still people saying that he didn't pull that leg spinner, but at that pace, his googly is very difficult to pick. But hopefully, he develops a nice leg spinner as well.
See, India is always good with like wrist spinners. Like they have been good in the recent years with wrist spinners, and someone like Chahal, Kuldeep, Bishnoi, these are all genuine wrist spinners that they have. And it was a right moment to give Bishnoi the call as well because he's been in the team. Like he went to South Africa, he stayed out, and then
Yeah.
Kuldeep hasn't played T20 at all. He hasn't played T20 for a very long time now. So maybe that was in their mind to start off with Bishnoi once, and he bowled exceptionally well and he controlled his pace. He bowled mostly googlies and stuff, but the essential part was he was containing runs and putting the pressure to for the batsman to not hit him that well, right?
They couldn't pick
And
him.
Exactly. And Chahal actually got that confidence. So he started looping his ball up, right?
Yeah.
He started looping his ball up and was getting the turn. So it was confidence from both end, and they contained that middle order, because that middle order, if you let them loose, they're going to easily post 200. And to contain them to 158 at the end was commendable for India to actually achieve.
Yeah, 100%. And I think now it looks like, one thing that I really liked was he was bowling with that pace, Rashid Khan type. Like, I mean, completely different to Rashid Khan, but he had that extra
Mm.
pitch, which makes it difficult for players. And I think in these kind of conditions, he's perfect. Let's see what he does in Australia, but an excellent debut. I think that's what you want, right? On debut, getting
Exactly.
man of the match and
Yeah.
making it difficult for the opposition. That's exactly what you want. Also, credit to Rohit Sharma. He got him at the right time. And yeah, I think he handled the spinners pretty well. But with
The
West Indies
best,
approach, yeah, sorry,
sorry, the best part were the banters when they were going for those reviews and stuff.
yeah,
Those banter
the reviews
dialogues.
were poor though, right? Some of the reviews were poor.
Yes, I felt succumbing to pressure
Yeah,
to a certain extent happened, but the banters that were some of the dialogues that got captured from the stump mic were
yeah.
pretty hilarious and meme
Yeah,
worthy.
yeah, that was for sure. That was crazy. I sent one of those and they deleted it, but
Yeah,
you can really hear the stump mic in the last couple of series. I don't know what
I
it is,
know.
but they really turned it up. I enjoyed it, but a lot of people don't like it. They say concentrate on the cricket, but for me, it's part of the game.
Yep.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, like I understand where people are coming from, where they say turn it down and stuff, because you see like a Virat Kohli, a Rohit Sharma, they're like in their peak thing, and then suddenly they say something which you don't want like kids to hear, whatever. But they're also human, right? It's not like
Yeah,
they can on their best behavior all the time.
true.
And from the batting wise, Rohit Sharma is changing the template. The way he started smashing it, 40 of 18 deliveries, probably more of the same from that. With Ishan Kishan, were you surprised with the approach, or is something maybe he discussed with Rohit Sharma that listen, you play second fiddle?
I was a little surprised, especially the kind of aura that he brings,
Mm,
Ishan Kishan, that
yeah.
he's not someone to play those defensive shots and play second fiddle and everything. That's not his natural game, and that's why
Mhm.
he never got going, is what I felt. Right? If you ask someone like, say, a Rahul Dravid, right? He was person who would hold the team. If you ask him to go attack from first ball, he might not do it, right?
Mm,
And changing the game in that aspect actually can be acting negatively on your impact as a player, because
yeah.
when KL Rahul comes, Ishan Kishan is automatic outside, right? So if he's playing that second fiddle at this point and he's not gaining that confidence from these positions and he's not getting those starts, he's not going to get a long run in terms of getting grabbing those positions that
Mm,
he's trying to come and actually perform in the different roles that he might be asked to. So I feel he shouldn't change his natural game. He should try to stick to his natural game. But he did play a mature innings by stating that he's going to be playing second fiddle. That was mature enough of him to actually do that. But at the same time, that kind of brought down his confidence on his game, and he never got that start that he should have got.
yeah. And I don't know if you want to talk about it, but Virat Kohli, I mean, it's not out of form. He's just like hitting it into the, like, it's just, at certain times, it's just bad form. That's it. I don't think it's like, not bad. What do you call it? Bad luck or bad whatever. It's not like bad
It's
technique or
just a
anything like
phase. It's a phase, to be honest. Like he's getting those starts. He's
yeah.
getting some starts here and there, but he's not capitalizing. And I wouldn't say that he's playing bad, but some of his shot selection can improve, especially when he's a little low on confidence at this point, right? He could, he is a match winner. No one has ever doubted that aspect of his game. It's just he needs to back himself more. Like one thing that I kept keep reminding, like from past experience was, remember that innings from Sachin when he played in Australia.
With
He
when he
was
was
going
leaving.
through a bad phase. He was going
Yeah.
through a bad phase. He went into that game saying that I will not play a single cover drive. He
Yeah.
scored 240. He scored 240 odd, and
Yeah.
didn't play a single cover drive. That is what champions do, right? So that is something what Virat Kohli needs to do at this point, where he is going through a phase, but he needs to come out of it as soon as possible, because if he doesn't, then this banter that's going around him is only gonna make him succumb to pressure.
Yeah, the problem is, like, of course, we had that thing in 2014 with outside off stump. He had an issue. He was, and like, even in the test series against South Africa, he
Yeah,
chased a few uh, deliveries. But now it's not that. It's actually mental lapses that we haven't seen before, because his concentration used to be so good, superior to
yeah,
other batsmen. We would never see that. Now he's getting out flick also to the keeper. We've never seen him get out like that. He's timing
exactly.
it nicely to long off, and it's getting caught.
Yeah,
That is normally in between extra cover and long off. It's placed perfectly, but he's just not getting that. So I think you're right. More of a mental adjustment. Maybe he needs a break. Maybe he just needs to relax a bit. But he's not in out of form. I think that century is playing on his mind.
exactly.
That
It's just that phase where he's in. He is getting starts. If you
yeah,
actually see, constantly he's been scoring 50s, 60s, and stuff in between, like even ODIs, test matches, and everything. He's not capitalizing that aspect, and I think the surrounding media that's going around in and around him, that is also affecting his game to a certain extent. But hopefully he gets out of this phase soon as possible, because we all know how big of a champion player he is.
yeah, I want to see some fireworks off his bat. The last time West Indies were in India, he was smashing it, signing
Oh
off
yeah,
the bat, everything. He was on fire. But
yeah,
yeah, I agree with your Avesh Khan thing, but just like very quickly, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, not a bad return. Like, he's been very poor in form and everything, but maybe that 4 crore base price, not base price, but 4 crore price gave him some confidence. He looked much better. Like the first 2 overs, even Sunil Gavaskar was saying this is much better from Bhuvneshwar, getting the ball to shape as well. And I think it's just about for him to keep fit now and try to bowl his lines whenever he gets an opportunity. That is.
yeah. He is getting the opportunities. It's just capitalizing on those opportunities that he needs to do. He is.
Yeah.
He didn't bowl a bad spell that he bowled, especially those 4 overs. It's just mixing it up a little bit more, because from the other end, when like Harshal Patel bowled to Florin Myers, he deceived him on slow deliveries, and they almost got the catches.
Yeah.
Bhuvi is really good at those kind of things, and he is excellent Yorker bowler. Why doesn't he actually try to execute those? Is it more of a lack of confidence at this point? Time will tell. But at this point, I think he just needs to focus more on himself and try to stick to his strengths. And that's where he's a little bit lacking at this point. That's why we're talking so much about him as well.
Yeah, 100%. And your prediction for tomorrow?
I think India should win it. Like,
India.
yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I think from West Indies' point of view, with the bat, need some support. It was only Nicholas Pooran in that situation. Even then, I think if they had like 15, 20 more runs, they didn't gauge the pitch too well. So it wasn't a 200 pitch. I think it was a 160, 170, 170 pitch. And they felt like 15, 20 short. If they got that 170, 180, they would have really challenged India. So I think they just need to build partnerships, gauge the pitch a bit better, and then also let that dictate your team selection. Don't just go with, okay, I need all rounders or thing. Just watch the pitch a bit more, because this
Yeah,
team is talented and they did push India in certain situations. It wasn't a comfortable win, right? So like, for the sake of the series, it'll be good to see a West Indies win, but it is difficult because I don't think they can pick Bishnoi right now, and those 4 overs in the middle will be very, very key. So if they do hit him for a few boundaries here and there, then maybe I saw that last over he got hit. But
yeah,
apart from that, because him and Chahal then will just trap you. If you can't play the spinners in a T20 game, if you can't hit them for boundaries, they will trap you. And once wicket goes, the run rate also goes down. Also, I was very surprised to see Roston Chase, not Roston Chase, was it Akil Hussain? And then Roston Chase both bumped up
yeah,
the order. That was kind of
yeah. No, actually, Rostin Chase first and then Akil Hussain.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising. They're both,
Yeah,
for me, promoted a bit too high. Maybe just go with your natural batting lineup and then see how it goes from there.
yeah, definitely. They did experiment and they were hoping for it to work out, but it didn't. So let's see
Yeah.
what happens this game.
Yep. Hopefully it's a cracker. Like we'd like to see sixes, but at the same time, like a close contest.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's see if Virat Kohli. We're hoping that we see a masterclass. Every time we've been saying this for the last 2 years, we hope for a Kohli masterclass just because we know what he's going through
It's
and
just the
everything.
expectation. It's just the
Yeah, exactly.
expectation. Like he is set his standard so high that if he actually derails from it, it's that expectation like is always high from him. So that's what everyone's looking for. And one good innings, that's all it'll take him.
Yeah, 100%. I will catch you hopefully after that, but enjoy the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just quickly, last time you reminded me about the PSL today. Just quick thoughts on Moin Khan's son, Azam Khan. He smashed it to All Blacks. They lost the game, Islamabad, but that was some serious hitting, man.
One thing I feel Azam Khan has a weakness is he's really strong against spinners,
Yeah,
but he's not that strong against pace bowlers. And
yeah,
that's something that I noticed a lot in this innings because if we see the spinners average in today's game,
yeah,
when they were bowling, it's 10 and 13 and stuff. When you
yeah.
actually look at all the pace bowlers, they're all like at 6, 7. So it was a huge difference in that sense.
You would have been
But
perfect in this World Cup in UAE where a lot of spinners were used.
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Like, but he needs to work on his fitness, man. That's number one thing that he needs to focus on at this point. Because even Umar Akmal, he came back in PSL. He's doing decent, but again, fitness is really important, especially in
yeah.
this era of cricket
No,
at this point.
100%. But I just want to give him credit because I'm sure
Yeah,
that he's been
no, it
bantered
was
for
a
his.
good innings. It was a good innings. He almost pulled it off
Yeah, he's
single-handedly.
been. I'm sure
Yeah,
he's been bantered for nepotism and for fitness. So, like just
yeah.
I highlighted the innings because I just felt that he smashed it all at the park, and he
Oh, for
deserves
sure.
credit because
Yeah,
it's well and truly easy for us to sit here and say, oh, he's there because of his dad, and look at his weight. He's not a cricketer. Or he's everything, but he does have talent there. Like you said, it's just about working against the fast bowlers, working on your fitness. We saw
yeah,
Inzamam towards the fag end of his career also focus on his fitness, right?
yeah. One other thing I wanted to bring up was South Africa was in New Zealand when 97 all out first innings. After I don't know what to say about India sometimes, After seeing that batting display, Matt Henry picking up 7 wickets. He hasn't played Test cricket for the longest time now, and he just comes back and picks up 7 wickets. I can't hear you. I can't hear you right now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it went on mute somehow.
My bad. I was saying Dean Elgar was so hard to get out in that series against India, and yesterday in a flash, all these batsmen, just one, two, three, four, five, and they all got all out. So I'm like, what the hell? It's not that.
Exactly. I'm like, I switched it on, and then I had some work and stuff, and I came back, and New Zealand was already batting. I'm like, what happened? Are they showing some other game or something? And then I realized that they got all out at 97.
Yeah, and you have to give credit to New Zealand. I mean, Matt Henry deserves 7 wickets,
Seven
outstanding
wickets.
bowling. But New Zealand are a different beast at home. They're almost unplayable. If there's any match there, like a Test series or a World Test Championship, if they're playing, it's very difficult to beat them. But that's where I think Bangladesh needs to be given credit because they're like one of the
They
few.
beat them at home. They beat
Yeah,
them at home.
and it was a 1-1 draw. I'll take that
Yeah.
any day, like, against New Zealand and New
Didn't
Zealand.
India win the
No.
series?
That was in 2006.
No, no.
2010,
Like recent series, they went.
they lost 2-0.
They lost 2-0.
They won at home against New Zealand, not away.
No, that Jadeja catch, that amazing catch that he took on the almost 45 meters and stuff. You remember
The
that
test match.
one-handed catch? Yeah, in the test match.
Yeah, they lost that series.
Okay.
The
For some
last time
reason,
they won was in under Dhoni, I think, in 2010, when Dravid and these guys were there, 2008 or
okay.
2010, like that. But yeah, and it's not an easy place to go, but there is holes there, like if you want to exploit them. But I think New Zealand is also a place where if you bowl first is an advantage and batting gets
Yeah.
easier as you move on. So it's that kind of place as well. But a beautiful place to play cricket. Thanks for bringing that up. It was an important series to cover.
Yeah.
But I think that pretty much wraps it up, Vinay. I will catch you soon and plenty of to discuss as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Take care, man. Thank you.
Take care, Musti.